Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think would win in a fight between Dr. Fate and Dormammu? Dr. Fate is a powerful mage, often depicted as the embodiment of the magical entity Nabu. He possesses immense magical abilities, including teleportation, time manipulation, and the power to warp reality. His helmet gives him access to ancient knowledge and magic. Dormammu is a powerful cosmic entity and the ruler of the dark dimension. He possesses immense magical abilities including energy manipulation, reality warping, and immortality. Dormammu thrives in chaos and can absorb the power of other beings. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Dr. Fate is one of the most powerful wizards in the DC universe with a superior intellect and near-limitless magical manipulation. In a fierce battle, he faced off against an evil entity known as the Upside Down Man. This was a powerful foe, the primal embodiment of pure horror, a being imprisoned by the goddess Hecate herself for its uncontrolled destructive power. Dr. Fate unleashed a powerful blast of magical energy, striking the entity's twisted, nightmarish body. While the attack failed to destroy him, it did cause significant damage, showing that even a being beyond the laws of reality was not completely immune to Dr. Fate's power. However, the Upside Down Man's counterattack was so powerful that it knocked Fate down, and the Upside Down Man also possessed a rare ability, the ability to break the fourth wall. Meanwhile, Dr. Fate holds an equally terrifying power, the ability to tear apart the God Sphere. This structure was originally considered the divine order in the multiverse, but under the hands of Fate, it can be distorted, even erased. The God Sphere holds platonic concepts and archetypes. The Phantom Stranger also said that there are countless heavens and there are heavens or dreams that transcend the limits to the point that some leave the illusion of flesh behind. This means that Dr. Fate can destroy the God Sphere, a structure that contains true Platonic concepts and Jungian archetypes. Dr. Fate is one of the powerful magical entities tied to the legacy of Nabu, one of the Lords of Order. Nabu, the ancient spirit behind the Helm of Fate, has demonstrated his supernatural abilities by repairing the damage done to creation by Parallax Hal Jordan. Dr. Fate himself has also overcome the curse, a form of omnipotent, supernatural imposition, demonstrating incredible resistance to cosmic power. He is not only the embodiment of ancient knowledge, but also has deep connections to cosmic entities, including the pre-crisis Spectre. When Dr. Fate's power was combined with the pre-crisis Spectre's praise, they were able to defeat Searcher and prevent Ragnarok, a symbolic victory over the primal force of destruction. Notably, Searcher is said to be superior to the Spectre in some ways, according to many accounts. He is often ranked as a presence-level entity, not only because of his ability to deal with multiversal threats, but also because Fate was able to engage in combat against Mordru. Mordru is a near-immortal dark mage, having destroyed Arion, one of the most powerful ancient sorcerers, who in the old timeline was able to defeat the Great Evil Darkness. It should be noted that the old version of the Great Evil Darkness was not as powerful as the more powerful entity in the Justice League Dark event, which was ranked as the Overvoid. The Lords of Order, including Nabu, were also noted to be capable of destroying the Sphere of the Gods, an ethereal dimensional entity that represented the entire divine hierarchy and theological arrangement of the multiverse. While some characters who are not on par with the presence can still destroy this sphere, Dr. Fate stands out because he possesses that ability and can survive moments of destruction like Pralaya and even the moment when creation ceased. That brings him closer to the ultimate concepts of existence. Beyond the framework of time and space, Dr. Fate is considered the second most powerful magician in the entire DC universe, second only to the ultimate beings such as the Presence or other transcendental symbols. Dr. Fate is considered superior to many other superheroes, including Martian Manhunter, an individual with near-perfect mental and physical strength. Some of his feats have involved telepathy to teleport an entire planet. Fate can also seamlessly cross the boundaries of space-time, weaving through layers of reality as if swimming in the invisible ocean of quantum space. In a fierce battle, he confronted the Vortex, an ancient chaos entity, and was able to control its power for a considerable period of time. Dr. Fate once fought directly with the Spectre, the symbol of divine vengeance. Spectre was able to easily defeat the wizard Shazam in his own kingdom, using the wizard's native magical artifact. While not completely defeating him, Fate was able to maintain his balance in a battle of intergalactic proportions. The Spectre even admitted that Fate's power had almost reached his own. In another impressive moment, Fate sensed Bruce Wayne's consciousness from another dimension. Before the crisis, Fate was determined to be of galactic magnitude, capable of easily defeating beings on par with the Skyfathers, the deities who preside over their respective universes. He also affected multiple Earths at once, connecting the dimensions of reality with a rare divine energy. After the crisis, Fate's power remained at a similar level, if not more stable. Fate possesses an ultimate form known as True Fate, which is often referred to as having infinite power. Despite his immense power in this form, he is still no match for absolute divine beings such as the Supreme Presence. Aside from his True Fate form, his standard form is often ranked on par or a step below the avatars of Darkseid and Spectre, two entities that symbolize chaos and judgment. Nevertheless, Dr. Fate's abilities and feats are impressive, deeply metaphysical and mythological. One of the most obvious examples is his ability to transform into Superman, not only copying the Man of Steel's form, but also reproducing all of his physical and psychic abilities. He has survived numerous onslaughts from Kryptonian entities, including enemies who have lost control of their powers. Fate's helmet, a symbol of the ancient power of Nabu, has been seen flying through space at God's speed, hurtling like a golden meteor, only to collide and bounce back from the edge of space-time where space begins to disintegrate. Fate has recreated his entire body with a single thought, as if his existence is anchored by the very essence of magic rather than his physical body. He has also survived in a dimension described as absolutely empty, a void that is completely devoid of matter, light, or time. It is in this eternal silence that Fate's spirit maintains a presence, something that very few entities can do. Although Fate possesses the ability to perform any type of magic his mind can imagine. From summoning, teleportation, soul manipulation, reality manipulation, to cosmic touch, his power has not yet reached the omnipotent level of a supreme god like the Presence. He is an entity that is almost unparalleled among the ranks of magicians, but still within the limits of what can be defined and countered in the DC Universe structure. I really hope you subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Dormammu is one of the ultimate evil entities in the Marvel Universe, the embodiment of chaos, cruelty, and limitless ambition for domination. He is a cosmic entity possessing immense power, notable for his ability to manipulate extra-dimensional energies. With an undying will and an unquenchable thirst for power, Dormammu has repeatedly invaded other dimensions, causing destruction to countless worlds on all planes of existence. Born from the Faltine race, a race composed of pure magic, Dormammu not only transcends the limits of matter or time, but also becomes one of the most ancient and powerful entities in the entire universe. He has existed for millennia, surpassing divine beings such as Odin or Zeus. Though he is on par with the Skyfathers in terms of basic abilities, Dormammu's true power is only fully revealed when he is present in the Dark Dimension, the space over which he rules. There, Dormammu becomes virtually invincible. His power is amplified to the point where he can easily overwhelm even the most powerful beings such as the Celestial. In his own space, he not only dominates in terms of power, but he almost redefines the concept of invincibility. This makes Dormammu a true cosmic threat, far beyond the reach of most ordinary gods or super beings. Whenever he appears, the atmosphere seems to be choked by a dark, oppressive energy that spreads. The space around him warps, colors twist, and melt under the pressure of a presence that can tear the very laws of reality apart. With eyes burning and a voice that echoes like a warning from the forgotten cosmos, Dormammu is more than a conqueror. He is a nightmare come to life, a reminder that magic, in the wrong hands, can destroy the multiverse in an instant. Dormammu is a mystical entity whose power is the embodiment of infinite destruction and domination. Due to his unique energy nature, he can maintain and control vast amounts of magic without limit. Though he can be defeated or stopped in some cases, Dormammu cannot be completely destroyed. He simply disintegrates his physical form, then reforming into pure energy, remaining an undying presence in the multiverse. His abilities are vast and nearly immeasurable. Dormammu can generate and release magical energy that is destructive on a planetary scale. He can create invisible shields against all forms of metaphysical or physical attack. He can teleport to any location in space or time, opening portals across dimensions with a wave of his hand. His psychic powers allow him to read minds, transmit messages across cosmic distances, or manipulate the minds of his opponents like a play in the hands of a director. He can also control souls, drain life force, summon spirit entities, manipulate natural elements such as fire, wind, and darkness, and even create artificial beings from chaotic matter. When he enters the battlefield, reality seems to shake. Colors distort, space warps, and life seems to retreat from his sphere of influence. The scene around him resembles a distorted dream. In fact, what Dormammu can do is an impossible task, is a living nightmare that anyone who understands the multiverse must be wary of. Despite his immense power and timeless knowledge, Dormammu's deep-seated arrogance has become his fatal flaw. He is the embodiment of pure ambition, but his arrogance and impulsive nature often get in the way of his plan. In many cases, his overconfidence has led him to underestimate his opponents, leading to his own defeat. Dormammu can summon the entire mystical energy of the Dark Dimension, a chaotic realm of reality over which he has absolute control. There, his power was limitless. The light within his presence was stifled, swirls of purple-black energy constantly swirling around him as if the dimension itself were breathing with the rage of a fallen god. He could bend the laws of reality, manipulate the flow of energy, and spread his destructive will across every layer of space. However, when he was forced to manifest in an alternate universe where the Dark Dimension could not directly supply his power, his abilities were greatly limited. His power as a being was still extremely impressive, but no longer absolute. Being away from his power zone forced Dormammu to rely on his own innate power and magical knowledge accumulated over millennia. However, even in his limited state, he was considered superior to many other famous mystical entities in the universe, such as Lucifer, Marduk, Mephisto, and Satanish. Many ancient documents, hidden deep in the secret dimensions, even claim that Dormammu himself was the one who created Satanish, an evil being born from the twisted and forgotten magic. Dormammu is not simply a dark magician. He is an unstable law between chaos and power, a vortex that swallows all rules if left unchecked. Dormammu's body is not a normal physical form, but is composed of a huge flow of magical energy, amplified by the combined power of two powerful entities, Baron Mordo and his biological sister Umar. This combination not only helps him maintain a state of continuous existence, but also turns him into an eternal amplifier for all forms of evil magic. In a development, Dormammu eventually completely absorbed his counterpart from Universe 691, not only usurping all of the power, but also merging the essence, memories, and existence of the other entity into his own, transforming him into a dangerous, unified entity that transcends the concept of multi-dimensionality. In a fierce battle with an anti-magic knight, an ancient warrior empowered to nullify and absorb all forms of magic, Dormammu demonstrated his overwhelming power. With just a burst of energy released from the palm of his hand, he burned his opponent to ashes in an instant. Notably, this warrior once put Doctor Strange in a critical condition, and if it weren't for Dormammu's timely intervention, the Sorcerer Supreme might not have survived. More importantly, Dormammu not only controls the Dark Dimension, he is the embodiment of that entire dimension. He is that dark space, dominating the entire structure. Everything that exists in the Dark Dimension obeys Dormammu's entity. When he moves, the surrounding space ripples, like the surface of water being punctured. When he speaks, the sound seems to echo from the endless void between the stars. Dormammu, an entity that has transcended the limits of so-called magic, approaching the level of a living dimension, exists for no reason other than domination and destruction. Who would emerge victorious in a clash between Dr. Fate and Dormammu? A battle that would be more than a display of superior power, it would also be a clash of two magical ideologies. Dr. Fate is the ultimate symbol of magic in the DC universe, representing wisdom, order, and ancient power. However, most who have worn the helmet of Nabu throughout the ages have never had access to the true core of Nabu's power. They are merely vessels, a medium limited by their bodies, their wills, and the interference of the god of wisdom himself. Dormammu is different. He does not borrow power. He is the source of a realm of reality, the absolute being in the dark dimension. Without the need for a host or the limitations of a body, he freely manipulates space, time, and magic on a scale beyond the ordinary. Dormammu is fundamentally more powerful than Nabu, not only in terms of destruction, but also in the ability to influence multiple dimensions simultaneously. Doctor Strange, a character who has been a long-time opponent of Dormammu for more than 6 decades. However, Strange has never actually defeated Dormammu in a direct fight with pure strength. The victories that Strange has won have largely come from stratagems, taking advantage of circumstances or interference from other forces. Each time they face each other, Dormammu appears as a shadow that fills the entire canvas, an immeasurable storm of magic. Even when Dr. Fate uses all of Nabu's knowledge and power, he still has to face an entity that has assimilated powerful versions of himself from other universes. It is safe to say that Dormammu is still the one who stands higher in the ladder of power. Strange and Fate. Although both are the supreme sorcerers of their universes, Doctor Strange often has to face cosmic entities, elder gods, and dark forces beyond imagination. Strange's victory over Fate depends more on Nabu's will than on his own ability. Therefore, in a strict comparison, Strange is still a more reasonable choice than Fate in the role of someone who can temporarily hold Dormammu but never truly subdue him. Even in his unenlightened state, Dormammu still shows almost absolute superiority. He has put Eternity of the Marvel 616 universe into a stalemate. Most versions of Dr. Fate, despite possessing profound magical knowledge and being supported by Nabu's mind, still operate within the physical limits and rules of the DC universe. They can counter metaphysical forces or occult threats, but few have ever demonstrated the ability to counter a cosmic entity like the Celestials, let alone Eternity. Dormammu is a being that does not require a sorcerer to summon him, nor a higher being to grant him power. He is a source of energy in himself, a vortex of chaos and magical power. When he leaves his familiar domain, Dormammu no longer has the full power he had in the Dark Dimension. In a neutral environment, Dr. Fate has more opportunities to overwhelm. With the backing of Nabu's mind and ancient magical knowledge, Dr. Fate can construct complex wards, manipulate linear time, and even partially seal away an opponent's magical power. In such a scenario, Fate's chances of winning increase significantly, as the confrontation takes place inside the Dark Dimension itself, where Dormammu is the central entity, the entity that exists in the space. The situation changes completely. Inside his dimension, Dormammu is almost omnipotent and can do almost anything inside it. Dormammu will win 7/10 against Dr. Fate inside the Dark Dimension. I hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.